And I'm nervous and I'm excited all at the same time. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Tiffany and today I'm going to be talking everything TTC. So if you are not familiar with my TTC journey, let me give you a little bit of background. My husband and I have been together for 12 years. We have a 9-year-old son together and he was our surprise baby. And for the last year and a half, we have been trying to have baby number 2. So on my TTC journey thus far, I have been working with my OB closely and we have been doing a lot, to say the least. So we have done blood work to test my hormone levels. We have done ovary tests to make sure that I don't have cysts in my ovaries. We did a semen analysis with Manny, and we also tried some letrozole treatments, which was a hormone supplement to help my ovulation and try to help us conceive. None of which have worked thus far, so my OB went ahead and contacted a fertility specialist who we are now going to be working with instead of my OB. So I'm super excited to be working with them. They are an IVF center, so if it does lead to IVF, I know that they'll be able to take care of it and be able to do it for us no problem because they do specialize in it. But we're gonna try a few things before we go that route to see if we can conceive without doing the IVF. If you guys aren't aware, IVF is where they take eggs or a egg from you and they take the sperm and then they put them together in a little test tube and then they inject artificially inseminate you with that. I'm really trying to see if we can conceive another way before going that route, but we might have to do it, just depends. So if you've been following my journey, you'll know that I have already had my consultation with my fertility specialist and we have actually already set up the first appointment, and the first appointment is actually going to be next week. I thought that it was going to be for blood work and I thought that they were going to be doing a sonogram to check my ovaries like my OB did, but it turns out that they are actually going to be doing the HSG. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I can't, but the HSG is where they look inside and inject a dye into my tubes to make sure that there are no blockages. I just found out today that that's actually what I'm gonna be doing instead of just be doing blood work and a sonogram, because I thought that that's what I was gonna go in for. I thought that I was gonna go in for a sonogram and some blood work next week, but no, I'm going in for the HSG. So just to give you guys a little quick rundown of everything that they want to do, I met with the specialist, I think last week or the week before last, and he super sweet guy, super nice. I'm really excited to be working with him. He just made me feel really positive about it. I'm still really nervous and I'm nervous and I'm excited all at the same time, but he knows what he wants to do, which makes me feel good and comfortable that I have somebody that is confident with what he wants to do with just meeting me the first time. So there are 4 steps that he wants us to follow to go ahead and start this fertility journey with him. The first step is that I need to get prenatal labs done. So they have like this check sheet and I have so many checks that they are going to be making sure that I have or don't have or that are normal. So the labs have to be done between cycle day 21 and 24. So I'm on cycle day 3 today. So I have to wait until cycle day 21 through 24 to do all of the labs. So I misunderstood. I thought that the labs were first step, but they're not the first step because they're numbered as number 1 on the list. So that's the first thing on the list that they want me to do. The second thing on the list is the HSG, which is scheduled for next week. And just to kind of touch on that just a little bit. So basically how is it explained is kind of like a pap smear. If you've ever had a pap smear done, they go in and they open, but then they do like the dye that I'm most nervous about, where they inject the dye. There's a couple of methods, I guess, that they can use to do this. One is where they go through the cervix. They take a plastic tube and go through the cervix and then they put the dye in that way, and it looks like the fluid slowly goes through the x-ray machine. Oh my god, this is the one I'm nervous about because I've never done it before, and anything having to do with, you know, down there makes me nervous because it's a sensitive area. But anyway, so they're going to be doing that next week, and they're going to be doing x-rays to make sure that there are no blockages or anything like that. And after the results come back from the HSG, if nothing is wrong and there are no blockages, then what they want us to do is go ahead and start doing Clomid and IUIs. They kind of put them together for 3 to 4 cycles. If you've been following my journey, you'll know that I shared with you guys that an IUI is not cheap. They told me for each IUI cycle that I'm planning to do, we need to set aside $1,500. And they're saying that they want me to do this for 3 to 4 cycles. $6,000 already for procedures that may not have a guaranteed success rate. I don't know if we're going to be doing it the 3 to 4 times. I definitely want to try it at least once and see how my body responds to it, see if we get lucky and get it on the first one. I am part of a fertility group on Facebook. A lot of the women there say that they had to go through like 4 or 5 IUIs before they got pregnant. So I'm really hoping that that isn't the case. No matter how you see it, that $6,000 is a lot of money, and I just don't know if we're gonna be able to go that route and trying it like that back to back to back. Now obviously $1,500 is something that we can save up for, or put aside those costs for, but it's definitely something that we have to work into the budget, and we're gonna have to budget for, and just work it into accordingly if that's the route that we have to take and we have to keep doing it. But the one thing with IUI that he tried to keep in mind, that he wants me to keep in mind, is that for healthy young couples such as Manny and myself, we are within the range to have a baby, and for whatever reason, naturally we are unable to. So that means that our fertility rate, our success rate, is less than 3 right now. And with the help of an IUI and Clomid and all of this testing, it goes from a less than 3% to a 5%. And as the doctor explained to me, that isn't that high, but it is dramatically different from a less than 3 to a 5%. So even though it is a very small percentage, it is a lot more than what we're currently working with. So I'm trying to stay positive and hopeful that the IUI will work maybe the first or second time, and we won't have to go 3, 4, or 5 times. And then the last thing that he said that he wants us to do is have Manny continue the supplements of the CoQ10 and the vitamin C. As I mentioned, he had the same analysis done, and his levels were fine. They were just below average. So my OB went ahead and put him on a CoQ10 and vitamin C regimen, and he has been doing that since he got the analysis done. So I think like maybe 4 or 5 months, and he's continued to do so. So now the fertility specialist is saying go ahead and just continue that, and it'll give us the best chance of having another baby. The doctor did say that if we do the IUIs and they're unsuccessful, then we can go forward with an IVF treatment. IVF it's expensive, and it's a lot to process, it's a lot to do. So I don't know if we're going to be actually doing the IVF, if that is what it comes to or not, but the doctor that I'm working with does specialize in IVF, so it's always an option. Everything that we're going to be doing, I am definitely going to be sharing the journey with you guys. This again isn't something that I thought we were ever going to have to do. Manny and I had Tristan, who is our surprise baby. I was 18 when I got pregnant, 19 when I had him. So going from not tracking ovulation, not planning our cycle, not throwing our legs up afterwards, not doing any of this to try to have a baby, to now having to do that and more, it's completely different. It's worlds apart. And just to give a little background, sometimes on my TTC videos I get comments like, you should just cherish what you have, at least you have one son, things like that. And just so I'm very clear, it's not that I don't cherish my son, because he's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's that I want to cherish again. I want to have that experience again. A lot can change in 10 years, and a lot has changed in 10 years, and I just think it would be such an amazing experience to be able to have a baby now where I'm at in my stage of this life. I was a completely different person because it was a completely different stage of life whenever I had Tristan. And also from a mother's perspective already, it really sucks that Tristan is an only child, especially because he yearns to have a sibling. He wants a baby brother or a baby sister, and he constantly reminds me that he wants a baby brother or a baby sister. It's not like I'm just working to have another baby for selfish reasons, if you want to call them that, just because I want another baby. It's also to grow a family for Tristan as well. I have 3 siblings. I know that bond. I know what that feels like, and I definitely want him to be able to experience it too. So just a little bit of insight, a little bit of background as to who we are and why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. Not that I need to explain anything to anybody, but there it is. But I just wanted to share with you guys my next steps going forward a little bit more in detail. I know that I touched on them during Vlogmas, and I am definitely going to be vlogging more, so look out for those. But I just wanted to sit down with you guys for one last sit down video of 2020, and to kind of give you guys the steps going forward and what you can expect from me on my TTC journey, because it is definitely something that I'm going to be sharing, and leaning on you guys for support through, because this is something, like I said, I never thought I'd be going through. So yeah, the community I'm building, it means a lot to me. So thank you guys for the ones who comment like encouraging words. I really do appreciate it, and I read them, and I love you. So that is going to be it for this little sit down with me video. Like I said, just wanted to chat with you for a little bit and look forward to 2021 and the many blessings that I'm praying are coming. Thank you guys again for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.